people, here we are back with the next installment of the Mirkwood cycle entitled A Journey to Rhosgobel. Now, those of you who have read books know that there were several Istari, I believe 5 in all, sent to Middle-earth, and one of them was Gandalf, one of them was our friend Saruman, and one of them is the Istari who resides in Rhosgobel, named Radagast the Brown. Radagast is known for his love of creatures, great and small, but especially animals. And we are tasked with saving Williador, one of the giant eagles who has been terribly wounded. Now, a lot of people do not like this quest because it's basically accompanying somebody somewhere and it's kind of boring. I don't know, I actually liked it. My problem is whenever Williador dies, I feel terrible. It's like when they slaughter the wolves in the Games of Thrones, I'm just terribly saddened by that. So, but without further ado, let's get started. First of all, you put together the deck, you use the Journey to Rhosgobel expansion plus Dol Guldur Orcs and Spiders of Mirkwood. It's all about healing spells, so I have changed my band of heroes slightly. I have switched in Denethor and we've left Gimli at home. Let's see how we fare. While traveling in the Anduin Valley, the heroes come across a fallen eagle. So that's basically after we managed to kill the trolls at the Karok. Dreadfully wounded from a recent battle with goblins and on the verge of death. Given their location, the heroes attempt to transport the eagle to Rhosgobel on the edge of Mirkwood in the hope that the wizard Radagast can save the eagle's life. So, after fierce conflict with a group of trolls, you come across a fallen eagle grievously wounded and on the verge of death. Set up. Search the encounter deck for Rhosgobel. And Williador and add them to the staging area with 2 damage tokens on Williador. Then shuffle the encounter deck. Well, I've already shuffled the encounter deck several times. So here are 2 wounds on our friend Williador. The eagle's wounds cannot be tended in the wilderness, so you attempt to bring the creature to Rhosgobel, where the wisdom of Radagast the Brown may be its only hope. So, in this scenario, the players encounter an ally objective card, Williador the Eagle. This card has a constant effect that reads, the first player gains control of Williador as an ally. This means that the first player takes control of Williador and can use him in the same manner he would use an ally he controls. At the end of each round, when the first player token passes to a new player, the new first player also gains control of Williador. You can't attach anything to Williador, but at the end of each round, he suffers 2 more wounds. Okay, so let's get cracking. This has serious effects in there, which is why we have the Steward of Gondor, Denethor, the Steward of Gondor, because he can look at the top card of the encounter deck and then decide to put it on the bottom. So, first of all, let's look at what we've got. We've got the Unexpected Courage, which we are going to give. This is now a good question. Who are we going to give this to? We could give it to Denethor, because then when he exhausts to look, then he can still do something else. We're going to give the Unexpected Courage to Denethor. And we're also going to invite along the escort from Edoras to help us in our quest. And we will add 1 Dunedain mark to done here so that he can attack creatures in the staging area even better. And then over here we are going to attach the burning brand to Denethor, so he can also defend, because he's got 3 shields. And we're going to bring out, for our first ally, we're going to bring out the Gondorian Spearman. And we will keep Feint and Quick Strike, so we will keep 2 assets here. Yep. So, let me just check one thing. Yeah. All right. For what it's worth, we're also going to bring out the Veteran Axe Hand. And we're going to give the additional resource that Theodred gets to Thalin. Okay, now, what we're going to do is Denethor is going to exhaust to look at the top deck card. And it's a Black Forest Bat. Only eagle characters or characters with ranged can attack or defend against Black Forest Bats. That's fine. We will keep this one. So we now know that at the moment the threat level is 2 plus 1 plus whatever else comes out. So Denethor actually unexhausts. And we're going to quest with Thalin, the escort from Edoras, for 5, 6 for Theodred, and 10 in total for Eowyn. And Theodred gives his resource to Thalin. And we draw 1 more card, and it is the Driven by Shadow. When revealed, each enemy in each location currently in the staging area gets +1 until the end of the phase. If there are no cards in the staging area, Driven by Shadow gains Surge. But we're not terribly annoyed by this. So we have 3, 5. That's these guys taking care of this. So we have +5, so we get +5 on the Wounded Eagle. Since this came out while questing, it takes 1 wound straight away. And we will invite it in, and it's going to attack Williador. Oh, raise defending player's threat by 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 1 attack value, and Williador has 1 shield value, so that's fine. Legolas has range, so he's going to attack the Black Forest Bats for 3 against 0 shields, so they're dead. And since he has participated in an attack that has destroyed an enemy, we get +1 on our quest. But Williador now also has to take 2 more wounds. So we have to watch that, because obviously if he gets 20 wounds, or within 10 rounds, if we don't heal him, he dies. So everyone refreshes. Threat goes up by 1. And everybody draws a card. That's good. We get 1 Gandalf. And over here we get 1 Dunedain Mark. So everybody gets a resource. 1 and 1. 2. 1 and 1. And let's see. We can't travel. We couldn't travel, so we didn't. Yes, and we're not going to do anything just now except bring out one more eagle. Because we just saw that there are enemies that can only be attacked or affected by eagles. So we have to bear that in mind. Denethor is going to do his thing. He's going to look at the top card. And that's a chief. It's Chieftain Uthak. He doesn't come out until 35. But at least we know what we're up against. So we are going to keep him. So we will get 2 plus 2 is 4. Yeah. 4, 5, 9, 10. Against 4. When revealed, each player discards all event cards in his hand. Now this is horrible. This is the card that I've been dreading, and I have nothing to negate this with, but that's this game. So we're going to get rid of all of our event cards. At least this time around I don't have like only events, which has happened in the past as well. So that's that. Chieftain Uthak gets 1. Wound because our friend Talin is part of this. And we are going to bring him down. And Denethor is going to defend. And the shadow card doesn't exist, but with a burning brand it would not have done anything. So we're going to now fight back for 3, 4, 6 against 3. We have an additional 3. Oh yeah, we're actually going to just get rid of him by using the Vassal of the Windlords, and Chieftain Uthak is no more. We come to the end of the round. Oh, actually we forgot to travel. We forgot to do the thing, sorry. 1, 5, 6, 10 against 4 means we have completed stage 1. The eagle's health has grown worse, but you have at last arrived at Rhosgobel, where Radagast examines the bird. He then asks you to head out into the wilderness to find the healing plant Athelas. Meantime, any healing lore or supplies your party has at its disposal could be used to assist in comforting the eagle until your return. So, response. After the quest phase, the first player may place X damage tokens on Williador to look at the top 3 cards. Reveal and add one of these cards to the staging area and discard the other 2. No. Now we can actually travel to Rhosgobel, which we are going to do. So sorry I did this a little bit backwards, but never mind. So, everyone gets a resource. Everyone draws a card. First player changes and everyone's threat goes up by 1. Yeah, the Galadrim's greeting would have been nice. We're going to attach the Ancient Matham, and we're going to bring out the Lorien Guide for good measure. We're also going to bring out Faramir. We're going to bring out the Gondorian Spearman. Denethor is going to look at the first card, Forest Grove. Very good, we're going to do this. Okay, so everybody goes and starts questing. The Lorien Guide gives 1 progress token to the current location automatically, simply by taking part in the quest. So everybody who's questing goes here. And Tarlin goes as well. So we have 2. And Athelas. Now we need to guard this by a treachery card. When revealed, the player with the highest threat level attaches this card to one of his heroes, counts as a condition. Attached hero does not ready during the refresh phase unless you pay 2 resources from his pool. Who's got the highest? That's me. Nobody has a... But that's okay because it's only done here. Who is there? And the item isn't guarded. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to count. We have 2 in the staging area, which is taken care of by Tarlin and the Lorien Guide. 4, 5, 8, 3, which means we put 5 on here. The Ancient Matham triggers, and we draw 3 cards. The first player draws 3 cards. And next up, we're going to travel to the forest, and we're going to attach the Athelas to Legolas. Then we're going to... Oh, I think I forgot to put wounds on our friend Williador last time, so now he's going to get 2 more wounds. Everybody refreshes except Denethor, who will not be able to refresh. So we have to wait a little. Everybody gets a resource. And Theodred and Eowyn both get a resource, as do our friends over here. The threat goes up by 1. First player changes. Everybody draws a card. Okay. Now. None of this is terribly exciting, so we're going to give the favor of the lady to our friend Eowyn, obviously, to increase her questing power. Denethor is going to look at the first card, reveal, deal 2 damage to each exhausted card. Yeah, we're going to put that at the bottom. Okay, everybody starts questing. Active location gets 1 point. And we draw cards. 2. Ah, deal 2 damage to each exhausted character. It's not good. So this one goes away. This one goes away also. So we are still questing for 4, 5, 6 against 2 means 4. So this one is explored at 3. And this one gets an additional 2. And something happens when you explore this particular location. After the players explore Forest Grove, search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 Athelas objective and add it to the staging area. Then shuffle the encounter deck, which is what we're going to do now. So. Here's 1 Athelas. Necromancer's Pass. Okay, we're going to travel to the forest, to the mountains of Mirkwood, and what we need to do is we need to reveal the top card of the encounter deck. When revealed, deal 2 damage to each wounded character. Oh my god. Which means that basically we lose 3 heroes in one go. Yeah, this means we can now stop the game, because with 3 heroes gone, this is pretty much ridiculous. So as you can see, this is really a game where you need to find a way to look at the cards, so it's a scrying game really. So Denethor has this ability and it actually helps a lot. Yeah, as you can see, it's an interesting game. I really like it. But it's not necessarily an easy quest. And as you can see, you have this terrible, you have some really terrible treachery cards. And again, we have the issue that things like a test of will is only in the game once. So that's a really problematic thing, because you really need it more often. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. I'll definitely revisit this quest and talk to you soon.